Good morning. Today we are continuing on with our percentages, doing CO33. I can use a discount to find the sale price. So if you get a discount of 30% off, please stop talking. You get a discount of 30% off, what is the sale price going to be? They don't always tell us what that price is. We need to say, is that still too much or is that a good price for me? So we need to be able to figure that out. I use this all the time when I am shopping. I use the calculator on my phone and I figure out what the sale price is going to be so I know if it's something that I want to purchase or not. So this is real life. We will use this in your life. So here are some situations you may be familiar with having to do with percentages. The $150 phone you have been interested in goes on sale for 20% off. What is the sale price of the phone? An $80 pair of jeans goes on sale for 60% off. What is the sale price of the jeans? Or a $20 DVD goes on sale for 40% off. What is the sale price of the DVD? So we've got 3 different examples and we have 2 different ways of solving it. So I'm going to show you one way to solve and then I'll show you the second way. And you get to choose which method is going to be your go-to method. I have my favorite method that I use when I'm out shopping. Figure out which one makes sense to you and that you want to use. So our first method is finding the amount of discount first. So what is 20% of 150? That phone was 20% off. So 20% of 150, this is the math we did in our last objective. Audrey, how did you figure that out, Audrey?
You do 150 minus 30.
Not 150 minus 30. We do the math that we did the last time. So 20% is 0.20. Of means times 150. So 0.20 times 150 is that 30. So it's 30% off. So now we have to figure out what our new price would be. So we take that original 150, we subtract out that 30, and we see our new price is $120. Okay, so let's look at our jeans. Finding that discount first, what is 60% of that $80? What did you get, Matt? Because we do 0.6 or 0.60 times 80, we get 48. Is 48 our answer? No, that's how much we take away. That's what we're taking off. So we have to go to our original amount. Those jeans cost $60, and we get to take off 48, and we end with $32. So an $80 pair of jeans that we get for $32. Is that a good deal? It really is. Okay, those prize jeans that you really want to get all of a sudden became very affordable. Now, our last one is a $20 DVD goes on sale for 40% off. What's my first step? Using this method, what should I write out? Rhoda?
$20.
20 what?
$.
Nope. Oh, sorry. There is $20, but what do I start with?
40%.
Yeah, I start with my percent. 40% of the $20. So then we have to figure that out. What math do I do to figure that out? How do I figure out 40% of 20? We did this objective yesterday. What did you do, Jack?
You put a decimal in front of the 4, and then of means multiply, so you multiply 20.
So 0.4 times 20, what do we get? Now what do I do? Jackson?
20 minus 8.
Yeah, that original $20 minus that $8 off, and that DVD costs $12. So the one method, you find what the percent off is, and then you subtract it. So you find the percentage amount off and subtract. Finding the sale price directly, we flip how we do that. We subtract, and then we do our multiplying. So here we multiplied and then subtracted. Our second method, we subtract and then multiply. So there is a little formula that we use. We say the original number, and then in parentheses, we have 100% minus the percent. So when we have original right outside of the parentheses, what operation are we doing there? When there's something, a number or a letter right outside of the parentheses. Do you know, Rhoda? Think about if we had a number right next to the pi sign, what operation did we have to do when we were working on that math packet, Jack?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. So same thing here. When you have something right outside of that parentheses, it means we're multiplying. So think of PERMDAS. What's the first thing we have to do? Rhoda? Parentheses. So we're going to do what we have in the parentheses, and then we multiply it by the original. So if we look at our phone, it was $150 times the parentheses of 100%. What was the percent off? Look at your example. What is the percent? I should see every hand up. This is an easy question. What's the percent off, Joy? 20%. So that's 150. What's 100% minus 20%? Jackson? 80%. What do we call 80%? What decimal would that be? Fernanda?
0.8.
Yeah. So I have 150 times 0.8. What is 150 times 0.8? Joy? We get the same amount. So when I'm at the store, this is what I do. In my head, I say, okay, it's 20% off, 100 minus 20 is 80. So 150 times 0.8, because that's 80%. That's what I put into my phone, 150 times 0.8. And then I say, oh, it's 120. Okay, that's the method that works for me. I have a lot of students that like to use this method because we do this math in the objective before. They like to find that percent off and then subtract it. I subtract and then find the percent off. Both of them get the same answer. Let's look at our genes. If we're using this formula, what do I set my equation up as? What should I write? When the jeans are $80 and they're 60% off. What's the first number I write, Joy? And then what do I put in parentheses?
60%.
I put that 100% minus 60%, because we have to do that subtraction. Remember, this method, we subtract first, then we multiply. So 100% minus 60% would be what percent? 40%. So I can put that right as my decimal. 40% is 0.40, 0.4. What math do I do next? Finish us up, Joy.
80 times 0.4.
Yeah. What is 80 times 0.4? Fernanda?
32.
I get the same answer. Last one. What calculation should I write out? Rhoda?
$20. Then in parentheses, 100% minus 40%.
What is 100% minus 40%, Jackson?
60%.
So I can just write, I can convert that 60% right to my decimal, 0.60. What's my next step? Rhoda?
Multiplying it by 20.
20 times 0.60, and what does that equal, Rhoda?
12.
I get the same answer. Both methods, both doing the same amount of steps. The first method, you multiply and then you subtract. The second method, you subtract, then you multiply. Whichever one works for you. Like I told you, my brain always goes to that second method. First method is just as good. Okay, so a lot of times when I show my work in the answer book, I'll put the second method first, because that's just what my go-to is. Your go-to is the first method, totally fine, as long as you're doing it correctly. So let's look at the bottom with some samples for us to work on. We're going to use one of the methods. We're actually going to use both so we get a good idea of how to work them out, because we're doing these ones together. Show your work, so you have to write what you're doing. So you purchase a $50 video game and use a 10% off coupon at the register. What is the sale price of the video game? If I'm doing my first method, how would I set this up? Joy?
10% of $50.
10% of 50. So 0.1 times 50 equals what? So we need our calculators. What's 0.1 times 50? Haley?
5.
So what's my second step? What do I do with that 5? Look back up at those examples of the phone, jeans, and DVD. What do we do with that 5? Moses?
Subtract 5 from 50.
Yeah, I take that original price of 50 and I subtract away the 5, and I get a 45. So the sale price is $45. Let's look at our second method. What equation should I write out? Haley?
70% of $70.
So
Oh,
that's the first method. Let's try using that second method with that formula. Original with the parentheses. So what should I write, Vinny?
50 times parentheses 100 and 10
Minus
minus 10.
minus 10%. So I know 100% minus 10% is 90%, which is 0.90.
So on the test, if you write the multiplication sign before the parentheses, would that be fine?
Oh, absolutely not. That Joy's question is if you're writing it out on the test and you put a multiplication sign in there for you to remember that that means multiply, totally fine. Okay, you do what you need to do to remember those things, but you need to know that when you see a number in front of parentheses, we don't put that multiplication symbol there. That's an invisible math that you have to understand and know. You can fill it in so you remember to do it, totally fine. Okay, just know when we see it out in the wild, when you see it in your book, when you see it on a test, on the math test that we're going to take next month, it means multiply. Okay. So here we know 50 times. So what is 50 times 0.90? Vinny?
45.
Same answer. $70 dress is on sale for 70%, oops, 70% off, that's a lot off. What is the sale price of the dress? Who can walk me through our first method? Presley,
70%
say that a little bit louder for me.
70%
Of 70. So that means multiply. So what is 70% of 70? Now what do I do? Yeah, I take that amount off and I subtract it. And what do I get? $21. That's a good sale. $70 down to $21? Yes, please. Who can walk me through the second method? Who haven't I heard from? Jude.
70, then parentheses, 100% minus 70%.
Yeah. What is 100% minus 70%? 30%, which we can put that as our decimal.
And then 70
What is 70 times 0.3?
0.3.
We get that same answer of $21. Okay? How are we feeling? Is there a method that you feel comfortable with? Okay, you're gonna have to decide which one makes the most sense to you that you're gonna wanna use. Let's look at our second page. It's doing the exact same thing. It gives us a table instead of words. So we can say the words to ourselves. A board game costs $30. It's on sale for 20% off. What is the new sale price? Do the same math. If you're going, oh gosh, I need more space, there's this empty space down below, but I might need more than that. Look to your left in your binder, and you have that whole empty space that you can show your work. So if you open your binder up, you can see that whole empty page you can use as workspace. Okay, so you can use this, but that might take you just through 2 or 3 of these. You might use up all that space. Just shift over to your left and use that back side as a workspace. It was not silly, really. My goodness. All right, so you're gonna find the new sale prices. You decide which method you want to use, okay? You're choosing a method. Doesn't matter which one, we get the same answer, as long as you know how to use it correctly. Then we do have some word problems at the bottom. Make sure you're answering the final question. We look at here, it says you put $50 of gas into your car. You have a choice of getting a $15 off or a discount of 20%. Which option should you choose and how much will you pay for gas? So you need to figure out both options. $50, do you want $15 off or do you want the 20% discount? So find out the price that you would pay for both of them, decide which one's cheaper, and what your actual price is. So make sure you're answering the question being asked. It's not asking what is 20% discount of $50. Okay, there's more to that question. So make sure you're answering the question, and then at the very bottom, you have to do your review, working with those fractions, decimals, and percentages. Any questions on this page? So just a reminder, Khan Academy is due on Thursday. When you finish today's objective, work on your Khan. That's due. I've had a lot of people working on the math packet, which is awesome. Get it turned in to me by Friday and you get it back. Khan Academy is due Thursday. Get it done. I'm a little concerned that there's so many of us that have not completed it yet, and it's already Tuesday. It's due in 2 days, friends. Be working on it. Don't forget, you also have those works of mercy that are due by next Friday. I had some people say, ooh, can we be tested on it today? Sure. If you're ready to be tested on them while it's work time, you can come up and quietly tell me the spiritual works of mercy and the corporal works of mercy. Okay? It just like with the mysteries of the rosary, if you don't get them, it's okay. You can come back and do them tomorrow. Haley.
Can I go over my calculator?
Yes.
Do they have to be in order?
Nope, they don't have to be in order, but you do have to say, these are all the spiritual, these are all the corporal. So do the set at the same time. Gigi. Yes. All right, if you are watching at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.